set for the start of the second half in this Unity Cup final. Nigeria in the white to get the game underway again. Shell has sent the same side back out there. There will be changes, I'm sure, at some stage in the second half. Just the one made by Steve McLaren so far. Well, it was a busy first half, wasn't it, for Stuart Atwell, and the second has started in similar fashion. He's been involved already again. As the official here and awarding another free kick. This time it's Felix Agu who has stayed down. So they needed, I think, that half-time interval just to allow tempers to cool a little bit. But it's picked up in similar fashion. There's no opposition player anywhere near him actually when he went down there, Felix Agu. He's the one receiving treatment. Did have to wait to get confirmation that he was eligible to play in this competition. That status was in doubt when the squad was selected, so he was invited initially just to train with them. Application came in time for the semi-final when he remained on the bench against Ghana, but I think the likelihood was always going to be, if available, he would start today and make his debut, and he will hope early here. Quite a curious one, really. He's going to try and run it off. To keep an eye on, though, certainly, as he waits to be reintroduced into the action. Back in 2019 when he won the first of his two under-21 caps for Germany. German-born player who got himself back involved straight away here, albeit briefly dispossessed. Started the last 11 games of Werder Bremen's Bundesliga season at the end of the campaign. He scored 3 goals in the German top flight. Felix Agu looks to be moving fairly freely now. He's making good ground actually down that left-hand side, calling for it. Nearly got it as well. And stepped Kyle Ming. His first notable involvement since coming on at half-time was to reach that first. Deal with the immediate danger, but Nigeria have it back. And Wilfred Ndidi. Now Benjamin Frederick. Moving for Chukwueze. Agu again. Ndidi. Only a decade on since his debut in the national team. He's an 18-year-old. Benjamin Frederick to Chukwueze. That's a clever ball. Nathan Teller on the end of it. Couldn't initially find a way through, but still might be able to create something here. Moves away was by King. Straight into touch this time. Well, it is only his second cap. His debut came in November of 2023 in Zimbabwe. Nathan Teller now of Leverkusen, featured fairly regularly for them in the Bundesliga over the course of the last couple of seasons. Felix Agu with the cross. Not by King, but this time not convincingly, and it did fall for Nathan Teller, and he couldn't quite control the finish. They got to him quickly. A bit more difficult than it might have been. It's a player born and grew up in Stevenage, of Nigerian descent. 10 years he had in Arsenal's youth ranks before signing professionally at Southampton. Steve McLaren waiting to make another move or two, maybe. Consultation there with Trevor Sinclair, part of the coaching staff. He has responsibility, I believe, for the attacking set pieces, amongst other issues that he's been brought in to help out with. There's Ishmaila. Some Holgate has caught us as he attempted to complete the clearance, and he has got the free kick. We'll be looking for a new club in the summer. Mason Holgate would have contracted Everton after that season's loan in the Championship with West Bromwich Albion, where he was a teammate of Semi Ajayi, who begins on the Nigerian bench today. Also looking for a new club after 6 years at the Hawthorns. There's Casey Palmer of Hull City. Burrell making a run. The goalkeeper had read the danger. Barley gets there first. As I mentioned, he's very much the first choice goalkeeper at the moment, Stanley Wabali. He plays his club football in South Africa with Chippa United. Ready to make a couple of big saves late in the semi-final to keep his team's lead intact. Lead here in the final that they lost within 2 minutes of going in front, and now Jamaica with an opportunity maybe to try and turn it around in its entirety. Casey Palmer was in full flight before being just blocked off the ball, winning the free kick from Yeko, I think, who made the contact with him. Favourable angle for Casey Palmer. His Panenka penalty was his debut Jamaican goal on Tuesday. It was his 14th cap. Having won the free kick, he's the one standing over it. Barley organising that wall. It's done its job. It's got straight at the wall really by Palmer. Back goalwards by Hayden, and gathered up by Wabali, made it his decisively. Even more important, the goalkeeper, given the lack of international experience in the back four in front of him. Agu on debut here, Simon. Certainly not short of experience, still scrapping for it. Comes for Chukwueze. He's outnumbered but gets his shot away and scores! Brilliantly taken by Samuel Chukwueze. And Nigeria in front in the final for the second time. Well, he's been at the heart of most of their attacking play so far, and now he's come up with a finish as well. His 7th international goal. Samuel Chukwueze of Milan with a moment of quality. Number of star names not available in this squad, but in their absence, Chukwueze is one of the more senior players available to Eric Schell. And he's led by example here. He had an awful lot to do when taking the pass from Teller, outnumbered by those in green and gold. But he dispatched it decisively, set himself, arrowed across the keeper and into the far corner. Super Eagles ahead again. It's only his 2nd international goal in the last 18 months or so. He did score against Rwanda in defeat in African Nations qualifying in November. They'd already qualified by then for next year's finals. That was his first goal for his country since September of 2023. Up with a big one today. Now the challenge for Nigeria is to hold on to this lead for longer than they were able to last time around. Make it count more than they could manage last time. Beautifully done by Felix Agu. Presses was his target in the middle. And as far as Onyeka, bit too much on that for Agu. Having a bit more to say going forward, isn't he, in this second half? By Amari Bell. Cephas had continued his run, comes his way, and stepping in brilliantly to deny him was Frederick. And look at how he's congratulated by his goalkeeper. Good moment on debut for Benjamin Frederick. He did really well here. Remember, Cephas has caused all sorts of problems throughout this competition, but he was stopped by Frederick decisively. And it's all going on again as they wait for the corner to come in. Well, the spirit we've seen in the stands at this Unity Cup hasn't necessarily been reflected on the field at times in this feisty final. Underlining just how much they want to win it though. How much this means out there. It's a fine line right now. The referee has got his card out here. He's going to go into the block, I think, after this lengthy lecture. The yellow, and he accepts it amicably enough in the end, Stanley Wabali. He's up for this all right though, isn't he? It's a difficult balancing act. A little bit more difficult now because of that booking. Here's the corner. Decent one. Fingers up from the back. Just was Kahim Dixon. He had to stretch to reach that as well. Someone did well to keep that in, show good strength, and hold on to possession in the process. And a touch or two from Teller, but ultimately didn't quite have the room on the touchline. Up against Amari Bell. He's called the captaincy an honour beyond words. He led the side out in the semi-final and has kept the armband today. Coach was booked, of course, in the first half as well, Eric Schell, and his goalkeepers joined him. Benjamin Frederick to Samuel Chukwueze. His goal separates the sides currently. He might be in the mood for more here. Counter turn provider this time, but that was dealt with. Russell forward towards Burrell. Frederick again was there first. He's really grown into the game, hasn't he? Hadn't been expecting to play at the start of the week. He wasn't actually even in the squad at the start of the week. Simon was the target. Jamaica readying changes. John Atkinson is going to come on shortly, and so will Malik Mothersill. And for the latter, that will be a debut. There's another that has been added to the Unity Cup squad since the semi-final. And this place pass from Palmer will provide the opportunity for these changes to happen here. So Dwayne Atkinson on first, another domestic title winner this season with Cavalier. First cap in over 2 years for him. And Burrell making way, so he scored on his debut in the semi-final, hasn't quite been able to get involved to the same extent today. Atkinson will take his place up top. And Malik Mothersill is on for the debut as well, in place of Kahim Dixon, scorer of the Jamaican goal. There he is, Mothersill on debut. Croydon born, Qualifies for Jamaica through his parents. 16 goals he scored in all competitions for Peterborough United this season. England's third tier. It's his first call-up and he's on already. On the hour mark. This is going to come the way of Nathan Teller. Simon and Dessers in the middle. And their presence not required on this occasion, to the frustration of Teller. Nigerian change imminent as well. Tolu Rokadare of Genk. He's going to be on shortly. There he is. Made his debut in March in Rwanda. 21 goals he scored in the Belgian Pro League this season. His career best. It's going to earn him only a third cap. A change is always likely at this stage of the game, regardless of the scoreline. The flick is by Chukwueze, nearly for Dessers. Well, just mistimed that one. It's going to cost him a card as well here. The bench was straight on their feet when that challenge came in, and Sadiq Ismaila has gone into the book. He's timed it up against Ronaldo Cephas. Can't really complain over the caution. So right back into the book. Trying to shepherd that one out of play is Wabali, and he's just able to do so. Only just able to do so in the end. Well, he does have previous in international management, does Eric Schell, with Mali, for whom he played 5 times as a centre-back at international level. Spent his entire playing career at club level in France. In Ivory Coast, and the boss of Nigeria as of the start of this year. By King, here's Cephas. They've made the run for him, still with Ronaldo Cephas. He's able to deliver the cross, and they've levelled it again! It's Russell, it's 2-2. Real resilience from the Reggae boys. They will not give this one up. And they're back on turn for the second time in the final. John Russell of Barnsley with the equalising goal. From right in front of goal, but once more, big part played by Ronaldo Cephas. He's the one that made it. Another dangerous delivery. Just asking for it to be finished off. And just as Dixon did in the first half, Russell does the honours this time. All square again in the Unity Cup final. Only a second goal and only a 6th international cap for Jonathan Russell. For this competition for the first time since the last Gold Cup. And he did score against St Kitts and Nevis a couple of summers ago. He's given them something to shout about again here. But once more, it was all about Cephas really in the creation of the opportunity. So Nigeria make this change. They were going to make it anyway when they were 2-1 in front. The situation has shifted somewhat as Nathan Teller makes way to be replaced by Tolu Rokadare. That goal-laden season with Genk. He's hoping to take that sort of form onto the international stage here. Might mean a little bit of a reshuffle as well. Dessers, you'd imagine, will go a bit wider, although they could play now with two up top. Now that they need a third goal to get themselves back in front again. Twice they've led, and it's not been enough. And the goalkeeper didn't have a lot of time to complete the clearance there. Palmer, it's a lovely ball. Cephas in dangerous territory again. Certainly given what we've seen from him. This time he goes down, and there is no free kick forthcoming. We've had a good look at that. Very quick to wave it away. So the counter-attack. Kadare. Bessie slips it back through to him. Kadare almost with the instant impact there. There's a big block to deal with the initial danger. But Nigeria will come again with Chukwueze. Not only as far as Onyeka. There's this Simon to Felix Agu. Really good game now. They're both giving it a real go. Chukwueze, in keeping with the rest of this competition that has provided us with fabulous fare this week. This one heading for its closing quarter is right in the balance again. Benjamin Frederick. Ishmaila. Reminder, only 3 caps across the Nigerian back four before today. Well, maybe Jamaica have capitalised on that inexperience a little bit at times. They've done so with real quality. Here's Cyril Dessers though. Didn't quite have the room to forge your way through. Went back well by Ndidi. That is what he often does. And he's gone down at the end of that. Up against Dwayne Atkinson. Nigeria still have it though. In a promising position, out by Holgate. Straight back to Chukwueze. Chukwueze nearly. This time Davis was right behind it. This time Samuel Chukwueze from that type of territory is denied. But he looks likely every time he has it here, which is fairly frequently in this final. Just opened up for him. Some power in the shot, but Davis saw it all the way. It's an excellent challenge in here just moments earlier as well. Shut the door on the substitute. Kadare. Palmer. Cephas. Stopped by Ishmaila. He not only won the ball well, but he's come away with it. Chukwueze. Taking on Amari Bell. Cyril Dessers. And it goes again, and over it goes this time from Kadare. His presence important though already since he came on. Nigeria looking to utilise that. Got to it first, but it was always clearing the crossbar. Simon providing the service this time. On the move, rangy run, wanted to take the free kick quickly. Does so now for Casey Palmer. Cephas is going to reach that first and out quickly, and bravely was Webali to deny the danger man. Now though, Cephas is causing Nigeria all sorts of issues right now though. Wonderful game he's having, just as he impressed in the semi-final. Just about stayed onside, that was very close. It's a player, Cephas, can play anywhere across the front three. He would have started in Macedonia prior to his stint in Turkey with Ankara Gucci. Started his career back home with Arnott Gardens. He's certainly done his reputation, no harm in this competition. Bali was equal to him on that last occasion, though, and he's the one that will get the game back underway here as we go into the last 20 of the 90 minutes. Amari Bell. Here's King. Would recommend him to anyone, said Steve McLaren when talking of Richard King. He's certainly capable of stepping up. Here's Amari Bell. There's too much on that to see pass through the middle this time. Plenty who might perhaps be hoping to put themselves in the shop window at this competition. And also playing for places with the competitive internationals to come. Busy summer ahead for Jamaica. There's back-to-back World Cup qualifiers over the next week or so. And then the Gold Cup in the USA. Indeed, working it wider. Simon is staying wider now since the changes. There will be another change, by the way, shortly for Nigeria. Santos Uche of Hetafe. He's going to make a debut shortly. There he is, receiving his instructions. First international call-up for this competition. I was thought initially earlier in the week that he might not be able to feature, but he's set to be summoned as a sub shortly. More until after this corner, though. Moses Simon is sizing up. And he started the scoring. Got in too close to the goalkeeper, who almost lost it for a moment. And he was able to react in time, take it away in the end from Cyril Dessers. That looked relatively routine until that moment for Shakan Davis. Collected it and then lost it briefly. Eventful affair for Shakan Davis so far. Chukwueze. There's Frank Onyeka. The order is Simon. Battle at the moment between that Jamaican defence. Atkinson providing the cover to his fullback Kyle Ming. And again under pressure this time. Didn't get the free kick he was hoping for in there. Instead it will be a Nigerian corner taken quickly by Dessers. Felix Agu. Chukwueze. Very brilliantly done. Here's Dessers, just over the top from Arokodare. He's had a couple of glimpses of goal already since he came on. That was well worked in the build-up from the Super Eagles. Chukwueze looks full of tricks, isn't it? Full of attacking intent. Nearly made something happen again, despite the odds being against him, numerically certainly. So it's going to be Cyril Dessers that will make way in this Nigerian change for Santos Uche for a debut. Regular in La Liga for Hetafe this season, started 30 games for them in the Spanish top flight, where he spent the entirety of his professional career. Ravel Morrison on for Jamaica as well, in place of Casey Palmer. And Morrison was a late call-up just before the semi-final when he also came on in the second half. Well, in place of Palmer here, Steve McLaren getting a good look at Ravel Morrison, whom he worked with previously at Derby County. And he hasn't been able to get a good look at him at club level because he plays these days in the third tier in the United Arab Emirates with precision football, and McLaren initially had made the decision to leave him out of the squad simply because he hadn't been able to check on his form and fitness. Never mind in person, but not even on camera. But Nelson will get another go into 20th cap whilst Shakan Davis is down. A little bit concerning for the keeper. Both the backups, as I mentioned, are uncapped on the bench, Williams and Chambers, but there is Chrysanthus Uche for an opportunity that he is hoping to capitalise. Chance for somebody in this closing quarter of an hour to make themselves a hero. And if not, we go to penalties. He's finished his first season with Getafe as Uche. 4 goals he got in La Liga. And started the last 3 games of it. But still no nearer knowing how this is going to end up. And Tony, an interesting spectator at this stage. It was through his dad that he qualified for Jamaica. Decided to pledge his international allegiance to England in the end instead. The Reggae Boys had certainly made a number of attempts to persuade him otherwise. Supporting them today. Ghana were winners in the third place playoff earlier against Trinidad and Tobago. They were comprehensive victors in that particular Afro-Caribbean clash, but this one so much closer. Tangle again, Felix Agu immediately looking at the referees and get the benefit of the doubt there against Atkinson. Another international watching on, Eni Aluko, Nigerian-born, England international of real repute. So neither side short of support in this final, that is for sure. It's a good ball. Kadare forced a little wider than he might have wanted. Simon in support. And Lecky was calling for it, but it's still with Moses Simon. Too deep for Chukwueze. Chukwueze who stayed down. The one that put Nigeria in front for the second half. And the second time, the first time in the second half. Well, both managers spoke at the pre-match press conference yesterday just how difficult they were expecting this final to be. And it hasn't disappointed, have it? It has certainly lived up to those predictions. Good detail just how physical Nigeria can be. His team have gone toe-to-toe with them in that respect. And it might be as much about mental strength at the end and determining who ultimately will prevail. Chukwueze. Here he goes again, and Amari Bell able to step in and stop it. Taken quickly. Ismaila and Chukwueze combine. Ismaila sends in the cross. It's going to be cleared as far as Samuel Chukwueze. And again that he has had. And then awkwardly from Ndidi. Another corner to come. Nigeria just wrestling back the authority a little bit. They're in the ascendancy again at the moment. Plenty of possibilities for those in white on this corner kick. Chukwueze to take it. That's partially cleared by Russell, who's going to get another go. It's a bit more behind that one. Felix Agu is underneath it, then had to react quickly. Went for Bell though. Atkinson on the move. Another strong surge. Did really well there, Uche. Chukwueze taking over, back towards Uche. He had Rokudare just behind him as well. They'll come back with Ismaila. Another teasing ball in, again the header was always just too high. He made it his, not for the first time. Rokudare. Starting to provide the service, isn't he, from right back, Sadiq Ismaila. Further changes incoming for Nigeria, potentially moves made, maybe with penalties in mind. They're going to bring on Kelechi Iheanacho here, and Bruno Onyemaechi as well, but Jamaica will make their move first. John Russell, who scored the second equaliser, is being replaced by Warner Brown. There's another late arrival to this squad. He wasn't available on Tuesday either. Made his way over from Jamaica, where he plays with the Arnott Gardens club. It's his fourth cap. Scored on his last one in St Vincent and the Grenadines in March. He's on. Those Nigerian changes will happen here, I think. McClaren getting another message across, having just made that latest change. So here come the changes. Felix Agu making way on debut, which ends here. A like change at left back. Bruno Onyemaechi, who won the domestic double in Greece with Olympiacos, having joined in January, is on in his place. He started the semi-final. A wonderful reception from the Nigerian supporters for Samuel Chukwueze, whose part is played. Must have hoped when he scored that lovely goal to put them 2-1 in front to re-establish their lead that it might be enough to help them win the game, but they've been pegged back again. And on in his place comes Kelechi Iheanacho, the 58th cap, where he finished the season on loan from Sevilla at Middlesbrough. So came off the bench on Wednesday night. Was coming on at this juncture now that they may well be involved potentially in a penalty shootout. Although Jamaica left it much later in midweek to win it without, and they scored from the spot in stoppage time. Nigeria having gone 2-0 up against Ghana relatively early in that game, they're hanging on a bit late on the following night, but they're in the ascendancy here just at the moment. Looking to edge ahead for the third time in the game. Frank Onyeka will have to settle for the corner. It was Isaac Hayden that got back to him. Players at Premier League clubs who may well be moving on in the summer. Hayden ended last season on loan at Portsmouth from Newcastle. And he made his Jamaican debut back in November in the CONCACAF Nations League against the USA. Onyemachi here. He's able to deliver that one. Followed up by Davis. Actually came on for a penalty shootout, Shokan Davis, in the Jamaican Premier League playoff final. Right at the end of extra time he was summoned, but ultimately his Mount Pleasant side were beaten. On spot kicks by Cavalier. Won it for the fourth time in their history. And a significant proportion of domestic-based players included in these Unity Cup squads by both managers. Many of them have played a significant part already. But the final chapter is still to be scripted. Coming under pressure. Just not quite able to fashion a way through from there. Good defending. So we deny Warner-Brown. May well have played had he been available on Tuesday, said Steve McClaren. He gave him his debut in February in that friendly with Trinidad and Tobago. Onyeka. Simon. We have both Uche and Morocco calling forward in the penalty area. It didn't get that far. Richard King playing a part in preventing it from doing so. Onyemachi. Such a successful half-season with Olympiacos. Decent distance on the throw. But straight through it goes in the end into the gloves of the goalkeeper. Warner-Brown was his target there. And he's straight to the conclusion as well. Chris Hughton, former Ghanaian boss, whose side were winners earlier, former side were winners earlier. There's a star-studded audience at the GTEC Community Stadium today. It's a competition that has piqued the interest, certainly, in this part of the world. Good effort. Iheanacho's first involvement, really, but Davis dealt with it. So it's piqued the interest in this part of the world. It has, of course, in the Caribbean and in West Africa as well. In addition to the diaspora communities in London representing these two nations, able to savour seeing their side in the flesh. That's what it's all about. It's certainly been embraced by everyone involved. It's like Benjamin Frederick is going the distance. Uche was able to reach it first, but it was too far in front of Moses Simon. Davis has been kept busy, but most of his work in the second half has been relatively routine, beaten of course by the Chukwueze effort. And they still have a big part to play if it does get as far as penalties. No extra time, it will go straight to the shootout at its level after the 90. Could be about to get nervous for those watching on if it does indeed go to the shootout. Jamaica scored 2 penalties in the 90 minutes against Trinidad and Tobago. Contrasting fashion on Tuesday. They may well back themselves. They'd be the happier, I think, if it ended this way. Give themselves a shot from the spot. Nigeria trying to force the issue. The more likely may be in the last now of the 90 minutes, but being kept at bay just at the moment. Iheanacho, forward by Ogbu. There's Onyeka. We'll get it back again from Kelechi Iheanacho. And Jamaica is wider. Kadari was his target. Wilfred Ndidi! Not quite. Would have been an unlikely match winner from there with Wilfred Ndidi, but he didn't miss by much. Reminder, he's never scored in those 64 previous caps. Only goal this season came for Leicester City against Tranmere Rovers in the second round of England's League Cup competition. He was just missing that far post. Nice touch to set himself though. Just couldn't quite match it with what followed. 18 goals in total in Leicester City colours and over 300 appearances for them. So we're well into the first of the 3 additional minutes at the end of the 90. All that's separating us now from a penalty shootout. A little flick, and Uche was almost away and then brought down, and the referee with a decision to make here. And the two of them that got back to him. The yellow card is out for Mason Holgate. Santos Uche feeling the effects of that, certainly. Booking was for the earlier one, actually. Holgate on Arakadare. And they doubled up on Uche. The caution was for the first one for Mason Holgate. There's confirmation of it midway through stoppage time, although this will only extend the drama a little further yet before we get to the shootout. If we get to the shootout, it's about this stage of the game when Jamaica scored their winner near midweek. They are hanging on a little bit here. Nigeria, the only nation that have previously lifted the Unity Cup. They beat Jamaica in a one-off game when it was first played in 2002 at Loftus Road. They won it again 2 years later at the Valley. It hasn't been staged since until this year. Here's the free kick. Iheanacho standing over it. He didn't really beat the first line of defence with that, but he might get another go. Kelechi Iheanacho. And again here, trying to trick his way through, but he's stopped by Amari Bell. Jamaica standing firm. And it works loose for Warner Brown. Couldn't quite make anything of that. And with the 3 additional minutes played, there goes the whistle. They can't be separated, and it will take a penalty shootout to do so. And to determine who will lift the Unity Cup at the end of this, we're still no nearer knowing. Twice Nigeria got themselves in front in this final. Twice Jamaica battled back. It was Moses Simon, the skipper, that started the scoring just 10 minutes in. That was a lead that lasted less than 2 minutes before Kaheem Dixon's goal. Nigeria resumed authority in the second half, got themselves back in front again with an excellent strike from Samuel Chukwueze. But again, it wasn't enough. Russell, who levelled it after some fine play from Cephas, he set up both of them. But it is that goal from Jonathan Russell, just the second of his country's colours, that has ultimately taken this the distance, that has set up the penalty shootout. Jamaica, who scored twice from the spot in the semi-final, may well fancy their chances now of going on and lifting the trophy. They've certainly played their part in an entertaining spectacle. The Reggae boys showing real resilience to twice battle back and to take this the distance, to the frustration of Eric Schell, whose side finished in the ascendancy but couldn't find that finish for a third time to get themselves back ahead again. Chukwueze may be the standout for the Super Eagles, but he was taken off before the end of the 90, will play no part in the penalties that will come. Full time after 90 minutes, all square. Jamaica 2, Nigeria 2.